Hey, hey. Oh, we back. Smash the like button. Surprise, surprise, motherfucker. That king is back. Stream King. Let's get it. Oh my gosh. We got to talk about a lot of things. A lot of things to talk about right now. Yeah. Yeah. We gonna get into it. Angel Morales, what up? Victor, the Stream King has returned. Cursor, what's popping? Ego outworking everybody. This easy work. Easy work. Let's get it. Hey. I got some stuff I want to talk about. You know, I'm well rusted. There's actually ooh. Yeah, I woke up to some crazy shit. I woke up and on the street there's like yellow tape. There was like a homicide on the street. You know what I'm saying? Crazy shit. I don't know what happened. But something happened. There was a homicide, so the cops got it all blocked off. So I woke up to some crazy shit. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, hope everyone's being good out there, being safe. The world is crazy. Be safe. Stream King is back. Luke Campbell's a better fighter than Mikey, but Luke ain't got no belt, so we gonna talk about it, people. Joseph said he bought tickets to Wilder, Brazil. Yeah, I'll probably be there, man. Wilder, that's my guy, man. Motherfucker doing what he's supposed to be doing in his career, man. Still tipping on the low, creeping on my foes. Gotta get this dough. Let's get it. Tipping on foes, creeping on the lows. Bitches out their clothes. Oh my gosh, let's get it. We still tipping on these motherfuckers, man. Still creeping on them foes. Let's get it. Oh my gosh, man. I'm so ready for whatever that awaits me. Smash the like button. Let's do a roll call real quick. We're just going to breeze through it because I got a lot I want to talk about. And I don't want to keep y'all waiting. City, state, zip. Where y'all at? Where y'all from? We got some great boxing on tonight. My man Joey Spencer will be fighting. Shout out to the Midwest. Clarissa Shields, shout out to the Midwest. She will be fighting. Meaningful fight. Undisputed. You know, all types of stuff. Christina Hammer. Shout out to those women right there. You have Caleb Truex and my guy Kid Chocolate. Shout out to Peter Quillen. You know, they fighting in Minnesota. ESPN. Listen, if you copping the UFC ESPN, you have to go through ESPN Plus. Click my link in the description of all my videos. It'll say ESPN. I'm Disney Ego. It's Disney Ego. So it helps the channel if you're buying the UFC pay-per-view, or if you just want to sign up for the 7-day free trial, use my link. I am Walt Disney. I am Shakespeare in the flesh. Walt Disney. Google me, man. Bay Area hustler. From the mud. I come from the trenches. Shots missing me by inches. Let's get it. It ain't Ralph though. Houseway. I'm on some Yeezy shit. From the Bay on some G-Eazy shit. Oh my gosh. Y'all better stop playing with me, bro. I said I'm from the Bay on some Yeezy shit where they move that hard white. That's that young Jeezy, G-Eazy shit. Hey, I am Walt Disney. I'm Ego Disney now. Get it right. Oh shit, we supposed to be doing the roll call. My bad. Dallas, Texas, Jersey. I am Walt Disney. San Antonio. Where y'all at? City, state, zip. Come on. Sorry, y'all let me zone out for a minute. I had a blackout like Ye and them. Let's go. Let's get this roll call. Chicago Garfield Park boxing in the building. Let's get it. Buy your ESPN Plus, your pay-per-views from me. I am the plug. Y'all ran off on the plug twice. Y'all ain't running off on this plug. I am the plug. We plugged in, man. Daly City, Bay shit, 650. ATL ho. ATL ho. Okay, Atlanta in here. Hey, one thing I respect about Atlanta, them motherfuckers hustle. They hustle. Listen, I went to Atlanta. They got some big booties out there too. But that, I'm not trying to be on no Bill Cosby shit and all that. I would like to go to Atlanta to see the big booties and the bras and the high heels to see. But they hustle. Real talk. They hustle in Atlanta. You instantly feel it. If you at the spots I was at, then you see it, you feel it. It's an energy. That's what I like, man. I like that. I respect hustlers, man. People who don't make excuses, just go out and get it, man. ATL, shout out to the A. They really go out there get. I'm talking about. I seen. Hold on, we about to get started after this. I went to Atlanta, and when I say, I'm not just talking about the doughboys and shit. They're just the people. They hustle. They hustle for real. I seen it. They were really out there hustling. It's like for example, I went to Chick-fil-A, and they had a motherfucker singing in front of the Chick-fil-A. Not Chick-fil-A. It's not like Chick-fil-A hired him, but he was just selling his little mixtape. And he was singing, performing. He had a little radio, and he was performing. He was an R&B singer, bro. He was an R&B singer in the A. I was there. I seen it in front of Chick-fil-A, and he was singing and dancing and shit on the concrete. It was outside of the Chick-fil-A right here. It was outside, and he was on some C Breezy shit. He was on this Chris Brown shit. Never the right time to say goodbye. That motherfucker was singing out there. He was out here, bro, and he was selling his mixtape. He was $5, but he was dancing as he was collecting the never the right time to say goodbye. Say goodbye. He was really out there dancing, collecting cash, bro. I was like, dig down, I really wanna take you down. I was like, oh shit, he really out. I'm really finna support my man's today. He was really grooving out there. I was like, oh shit. Never the right time to say goodbye. He was really out there killing, bro. I was like, oh shit. Cause you have to think about it. Some people don't have their nerves would get in the way. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't just be out there performing. That takes a lot to a lot of confidence and stuff to be really singing and tap dancing and all types of shit on concrete. He was I'm gonna make you have to wait. You know what you're here for. Been body like a limbo. I'ma make you feel like a nymph tonight. I was like, oh shit, he was really, my man was out there. He was winning too. He was getting some money. Shout out to the A, bro. Never the right time to take it back. He was killing, bro. I got his CD somewhere. Hey, I came from. I didn't listen to it. I bought it, but I keep it a buck. I bought this shit, but I never even put it in the deck. But it wasn't because he was bad. I just forgot about this shit. I think his name threw me off. His name was like Herbert or something. I was like, man, what the fuck is this? I was just doing it I was just supporting my mans because he was out there performing. Stop singing and talk about boxing, bro. Damn. Block Jay Richardson. We don't give a fuck. Who are you, bro? You talk about boxing on your shit. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Jay Richardson, you will no longer be here for the boxing talk when I feel like talking about boxing. Yeah, LOL my ass. Get rid of him. Jay Richardson can go. These dudes stay. Come on, man. Stop singing this. Stop this song and dance. Yeah, we gonna dance all over you. Hey, we ain't got no shooters. Y'all, okay. What? I gotta get Jay Richardson up out of here. He put glasses on. Yeah. You don't need them shades. Where you going? To the shadow realm. Black. Oh my God. Oh my. Hey, why we? Hold on. Where'd he go? Oh shit. He's still here. Hold on. Bow. Oh, okay. There was a lag. I thought he was still here. Bow. Oh my gosh. What you doing? Jay Richardson, what you doing, dumb? You don't need to be in beef because you unemployed don't mean you in the street. Let's get it. Motherfucker gonna talk about it like he paying for this shit. You better send me a super chat. Fuck out of here. Yeah, listen, this is free entertainment, for most of y'all. Shout out to my channel members and the people who super chat. Y'all better slow the fuck up. Ugh. Like you paid admission to get here. This ain't no comedy show. It's a get to the goddamn jokes. Come on, man. Monkeys always dancing. Like, get the fuck out of here. My shit. How Cursor gonna show up after I had to shoot somebody? Shout out to Cursor though. He said I'm back. Anyway, yeah, I don't think y'all understand how this shit works. This is like, it's called YouTube. This ain't Jordan Peele's Us Tube and Me Too Tube and all this shit. It's YouTube. You don't like it, you don't watch it. Don't watch my shit. I told ya. Motherfucker think this is Us Tube or Group Tube. Ain't no fucking Group Tube. Some of y'all was born in a test tube. Y'all better stop playing with me. We live in back in the 80s they had crack babies. Now we got these hack babies. That's what I call them. Listen, during Reaganomics in the 80s and 90s, they had crack babies. Now we got these little hack babies. They just get on the internet and shit. They know all the tools, all the iPads, all the tablets, all the Microsoft Surface Pros, and these little hack babies. It's like they be tweaking and shit. Yeah, and that's all. Like, it's like the new crack. It's like the new crack era. It's the hack era. These hack babies, they are everywhere. That's my term too. If you ever hear anyone say that, I came up with that. But anyway, it's these hack babies. I'm so sick of these hack babies. All they do is get on the internet and just like, well, who taught y'all how to type so good? Like, y'all motherfuckers typing like 85 words per minute. Like, this is goddamn. Can I live? These hack babies won't leave me alone. Get to the goddamn boxing, you stupid motherfucker. Like, y'all don't got carpal tunnel or some shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. Y'all ain't got carpal tunnel? With the little wrist thing? Y'all don't got that from typing so much? That's all y'all do is type. Y'all some typing ass generation. Y'all be on them perks and shit and just be syrup, painkiller, cigarette, weed, Hennessy, vodka. I'm on everything. And then you just get on here and disrupt and be talking crazy shit when we talking about boxing. Y'all be saying some, oh yeah, Lomachenko, he really would beat Pretty Boy Floyd. Like, y'all just, these hack babies, bro. Hey, what movie was this? When he's like, come on, man. Oh, this was Juice. Remember when Steel was like, man, don't you get tired of this? That's how I feel. Remember when Bishop, and then Bishop was so cold, Steel was like, don't you get tired of this? and then Bishop just shot him. That part was kind of funny though. He's like, "Come on, man, don't you get tired of this?" And Bishop just still decided to squeeze on him. Don't you get tired of this? Like, these hack babies, y'all don't get tired of just coming on, like, living fantasies and shit? It'd be like, and then the worst part, hold on, let me get to super. Bernice Anderson, shout out to you. I don't want to forget, $2 super chat. Easy work. Shout out to you. Then they, like, the hack babies, they even impersonate people. That's what I never understood. Like, come on here and act like Eddie Hearns or something. Like, you got Eddie Hearns' profile picture, your name says Eddie Hearns, and you're trying to be him and shit. Like, who does that, bro? Like, there's a lot of people I looked up to, but I didn't want to be them. You know, I just liked, like, Van Damme. That was one of my idols growing up. You know, but I didn't like get a mullet and shit like Hard Target and let my shit bang. You know, what are you doing? Hey, Frankie, keep going. Like, I wasn't making usernames and trying to dress like him and, you know, pretending to be him online. That's just creepy. Like, I'm just getting online. I wasn't trying to be Van Damme. Like, your motherfuckers really be trying to. Who the fuck are these dudes, bro? Who? Louis? Here, they want some. They want some shine. He says, "Ego, why you look nervous interviewing fighters?" Who did I interview where I look nervous? What are you talking about, bro? They want attention so bad. So let's talk about it. Since I'm so nervous. Who did I look nervous? I'm not even in front of the camera. How do I look nervous? What are we talking about? Like, I'm not like Fight Hub or somewhere I'm in the mic and in front of the camera. So who do I look nervous to? Here, I'll give him a chance to shine. Who I look nervous from? What name of interview I done where I look nervous? Well, I was just talking to Wilder a couple weeks back and he shouted out the channel. I was nervous then. You know, these dudes just be saying whatever. That's how you know I'm the king of this. That's how you know, because they don't even, it doesn't have to make sense at this point. They don't even care. Like, I ain't even really done no interviews recently. What are you even talking about? Like, yeah, man, you look nervous. All right, bro. Loma top 3 pound for pound, no matter how you slice it. We about to slice you. What you talking about? No matter how you slice, no matter how you slice it, motherfucker. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Listen, the Lomachenko ruse. I've already talked about it. I'm going to keep talking about it. And I'm coming. I'm coming to destroy everything you work for. They want to come and try to destroy what I work for. We going to see who succeeds. New media or old media. I can't wait. I'm a competitive person. I love this. This is what I breathe. So we going to put your ass in the hot seat. We going to heat your ass up real quick. Hold on. Everybody grab your popcorn. Loma is top 3 pound for pound, no matter how you slice it. How is that a thing? How is that like, no matter how you slice it, it has to be him? He been dominating world champions. Okay, who'd he dominate? Now that's your ass, Mr. Postman. What world champion did he dominate? He had like 4 belts in his lifetime in different divisions. What are you talking about? So what world champion? Isaiah, you in the hot seat. Come get heated up like your pops used to. I can't wait. This is what I breathe. This is what I live for. It's them versus me. Okay, we gonna see. We gonna see who knows boxing. Linares, how the fuck he dominated him? He got knocked down. Rigondeaux wasn't a champion at 130. Strike 1 and strike 2. Easy work. Y'all gotta come with some work for me. What you talking about, bruh? You said he's dominating world champions, and then I just easily dismantled what you said. How he dominate Linares, and it was a competitive fight, and he got dropped. Okay. How did he dominate Rigondeaux, and he wasn't even a champion at that division? He didn't even look particularly great. Strike 3, you making excuses. We don't do that over here, around here. He says it was a flask knockdown. First of all, you sound like you sipping out of a flask, because it's not even called a flask knockdown. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Stay off the booze. This motherfucker a wino. Drinking Duff beer and shit. It was a flask knockdown. What the fuck is a flask knockdown? What else you got for me? You already struck out. What else you got? Motherfuckers. No, don't try to correct it after I corrected you. You've already been corrected. It's okay. It's okay. They call me Money Ego. Okay. What else you got? Nah, you don't have to justify it. You can't spell. That's what's up. You got a GED? Huh? You work at CompUSA? You got a GED? Huh? Come on, Isaiah. What else you got for me? This is some easy work. This is the easiest work. They should have never let me out on a 9 to 5, because this is some easy work. I get paid for this? Okay. I used to do grunt work. I used to lift 100-pound, 80-pound bags of mortar. You know, that's why you see the boy got some traps on him. You know, I used to do that grunt work. I used to be whipping on that forklift. This shit easy work. Why y'all let your man get some easy work off? Name the fighter who can outbox Loma. Okay, so first of all, now you're asking the questions. So you haven't answered my question. You switched the subject. You already have 3 strikes. It's not looking good for you, partner. It's not looking good. So now you're asking the questions. Second of all, the guys that could possibly outbox, or is that, first of all, that's not the only way to beat. You don't know what you're talking about. Outboxing is not the only way to beat someone. Amir Khan, who can outbox him? But motherfuckers have knocked him out. Boom. So outboxing is not the only method you can defeat someone. You can knock them the fuck out. Second of all, the people I want to see him fight that I think can challenge him, he hasn't fought. Strike 4. What else you got? It doesn't matter who can box better than him. He's a good boxer. Nobody said he can't box. He has good footwork. He can box, you know. He controls the pace. But that's not the only way to win. Somebody can just come and knock, you know. Wilder, he get outboxed by a lot of guys, but he still would knock you the fuck out. Bro, your ship is sinking. It's looking like Titanic. You Kate Winslet. What else you got for me? You Kate Winslet and Ego wins it. Bars, let's get it. What you got for me? Linares couldn't challenge him. That was the best fight I want. Get him out. Get him the fuck out of it. I know I've destroyed him. We don't even need to vote here. Does anyone believe this needs to continue? He said Linares was the best guy. So Mikey Garcia, when he was undefeated at lightweight, that wouldn't have been a better fight. Okay. Bow. Thank you. Easy work. Look, ain't no sweat on here. Y'all, I didn't even get a bead of sweat. That wasn't even like challenging. What are we talking about? Is it just me or Loma only want to fight fighters that come off knockout losses, weight gains, or weight drains, or long layoffs? Tank demolished Pedraza, not Linares. Yeah, y'all got to come with some work. I'm ready. See, this is not even challenging anymore. So I'm just going to say my piece and keep going. Bottom line, the Lomachenko situation is a ruse. You can't compare. I don't care who. I don't care if he mad. I don't care who's mad. I'm telling you what I feel. Again, he's a good fighter. I keep saying that he's a good fighter. Me personally, I believe Usyk has done more than him. He's done more because he was up against people that some people thought could possibly beat him. Michael Hunter is a good fighter. I think he went to the Olympics, and he's now fighting at heavyweight, right? And he actually has wins and stuff. Usyk knocked him out. That was impressive because you knocked out a guy who still, still whatever relevant and moved up to heavyweight, right? Usyk fought in everybody's backyard, like his tough fights. He fought Tony Bellew in Manchester. So he fought, Tony Bellew from Liverpool. He fought in the UK. He fought Murat Gassiev, like in Russia. He fought in Germany against Maris Bradis and all that. He's fighting in people's backyard. He won a tournament. He got the Ali trophy. So he emerged as the best cruiserweight, And really, you could probably say he's the best cruiserweight since Holyfield, right? So he's traveling. He's beating people's ass in their own backyard. He knocked out Tony Bellew. David Haye is a heavyweight, former cruiserweight with power, with speed, and he got knocked out twice by Tony Bellew. Usyk was in a somewhat competitive fight early, and then he knocked Tony Bellew out and knocked him out brutally into retirement. And Bellew was coming down from heavyweight. These are the types of challenges that you could get rated for. Canelo Alvarez. This motherfucker, yes, he has some fights that he probably shouldn't have fight, but every fighter does. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, some fights are clearly going to mean more. Rocky Fielding didn't really show me nothing new about Canelo, you know. But aside from those fights that maybe, you know, we could have done without, he still has a good resume. He still has a win over Lada. He stepped foot in the ring with Mayweather, you know. He beat Golovkin, had a draw with Golovkin after moved up and beat Chavez Jr., moved up 10.5 pounds or whatever in one fell swoop, destroyed Chavez easily. You know, Chavez Jr. knocked Sergio Martinez down in the fight he was winning and nearly stopped him, knocked him down like twice. Canelo had an easy time with Chavez Jr. That's so it looked to me, you know, and he's about to fight Daniel Jacobs. All this is great for Canelo's legacy. If he beats Jacobs ain't lost since, in my opinion, since Pirog, because I thought he beat Triple G. But, you know, if you want to include that, then whatever. He lost at the Triple G fight. But it was a respectable loss. It was like Sean Porter, Keith Thurman. It's not like a loss where you got your ass beat and just got mollywopped in there. I don't think Canelo, listen, they say I talk a little fast. You listen real fast. I ain't got to slow down for you to catch up. I thought Lada beat Canelo too. But it's not even, first of all, that fight happened so long ago. Two, I never watched it again, you know, so I gotta have to watch it again because it was still close. It was close. One of the scorecards was bullshit, but it was still a close fight. You know, I don't know who's dispute. Erislandy Lara heavily let off the gas like he does do in some of his fights. So, you know, from my first impression, I thought Lara beat him. But at the end of the day, he got awarded the decision. It is what it is. It was a close fight. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know, just depending on how you scored a couple rounds, it could have possibly went either way. It wasn't like a highway robbery, but I did think Lada won. I personally thought, because he did enough good work early, but he did make it. He left it up for, and this is what he has an issue with. He leaves a lot of fights up for like Hurd and Brian Castano, Canelo. He leaves fights up for interpretation. Block Lomachenko. Bro, you've been blocked on my channel for over a year, bro. Get him out of here. I don't want to ever see him ever again on my channel. Lomachenko, we blocked you at least 4, 5, 6 times. Block him again and block these motherfuckers over and over and over again. Don't want you on my channel. Seats taken. You put the same profile pic. Somehow you keep coming back and keep. These motherfuckers is like Pet Cemetery. Like Gage and shit. They just keep coming. But anyway, Luigi boys, bro, I'ma block you too. You tread, bro. You trying to create this. Y'all need to learn. Y'all listen. This is my best advice to y'all. Y'all motherfuckers start your own channel. You already got the page and talk about what you want. I don't care about Canelo versus Lara right now. I really don't. The fight happened 1,000 years ago, you know, 200 BC. I don't care. You keep talking about Canelo Lara. That fight is years. I'm over it. It is what it is. I thought Lara won. I told you that. And you keep talking about CompuBox and shit. Go to Showtime anytime or some shit and go watch Canelo versus Lara, because I don't really care about talking about that fight. Listen, this is a modern day current channel. Yes, I bring historic references, past fights and stuff, but you seem to want to argue about that fight specifically. That fight that happened in like 2016. I don't care about it. You know, Canelo landed 17 punches and some of them were hedged. I don't care about that fight, bro. Bro, I know, but you keep turning this. We talking about current things. We're talking about like Lomachenko, Canelo's upcoming fight, and you keep talking about Canelo Lara. And I just told you I had Lara winning. I don't understand what's so hard to understand. I seen it when I watched it. I thought Lara won, but you're making it like we're arguing. And I just told you I had Lara winning too. I'm not mad at it. You keep you're saying it like I'm saying Lara got his ass beat. It's not even what I just agreed with you. So I don't understand why you keep carrying on about that. Moving on. I don't really care about that fight right now. Ego, you think Jacobs needs a knockout to beat Canelo? Not necessarily a knockout, but emphatic rounds. That's the best way to put it. Emphatic rounds. He has to win, at least the rounds he wins, he has to win them big. Knockdowns would help, things like that. So I don't think he has to knock him out, but it can't be like tug of war type rounds. If it's tug of war type rounds, then you know they're probably gonna give it. Flooring professional Loma needs to fight Lopez. Absolutely. And let's talk about it. This is the Lomachenko Ruse, people. Make sure y'all smash the like button. A lot of distractions in this episode. So let me just get back to what I'm saying. Like I said, this is not for everybody. If you don't care about my thoughts, then you don't have to be here. It's that simple. But I'm here to tell you my thoughts. We can hear what everyone else has to say. That's great. But my thought is this. The Lomachenko Ruse he's being built up. Every time ESPN talks about him, it's like he can do no wrong. He's so brilliant. And it's like it gets to the point where the hype becomes so exaggerated. And this is the thing. People get mad at what I'm saying, but if you listen to what I'm saying, it makes sense. I'm not saying what Lomachenko's ceiling is. I'm not saying he can't do this and can't do this. What I am saying is what I always say. LSI. Let's see it. I don't want to hear about he could beat Mikey Garcia's ass. I want to see him beat Mikey Garcia's ass if that's what's going to happen. It's a very simple formula, people. Very, very simple. But let's not overcomplicate this. I don't want to hear Teofimo's not ready. I want him to show me that Teofimo's not ready by fighting him. Very simple concepts, people. These are very competent, very easy concepts to gather and understand. So I'm not telling you that he's a terrible fighter. I'm not bashing him. I'm not calling him names. He looks sharp versus Anthony Corolla. He got a stoppage. Nobody's disputing that. Nobody's complaining about that. But when you compare him to Muhammad Ali, when you just tell me he's going to no-mas Teofimo, when you just tell me he's going to no-mas Mikey Garcia, when you just tell me he's going to pummel Gervonta Tank Davis, but I can't watch any of it or even fights that I give guys a chance to beat, that here lies the problem, people. This is my problem. Joseph Brown, $5 super chat. This is incredible. The Loma effect. Fuck out of here. Bro, I got to see him fight, like, let's say Usyk. See, this is the funny thing. This is why they not fucking with me. Because they want so bad for it to be something else, how the racists think. They want it to be like that for me. But I'm keeping it a buck. Because, I just told you, I personally think Usyk has done more. They're both from the same area. So you can't pull this stupid race bullshit, and that's what they want to easily, when it's somebody who's not like from the Ukraine or doesn't look a certain way or a minority, black or brown and stuff like that. That's what they easily want to go to. Oh, you just don't like Loma because he's white. Like, motherfuckers have a problem. If a white fighter is the number one in boxing, that's just what it is and what it's going to be. It don't matter. Nobody cares about no bullshit like that. But on the same token, if you're telling me a white fighter is the number one pound for pound, but I don't get to see the compelling matchups that would show me that, then that's the issue. Again, I personally think Usyk should be rated higher than Lomachenko. He fought guys that I believe had a chance to either beat him or look better than they did when they fought him. Like, I'm not saying Murat Gassiev would beat him, but he's a big guy. I've seen him. I stood next to him. He's big for that division, and he's a noted power puncher, and he's young. And he couldn't do nothing with Usyk. He couldn't do nothing with him. Tony Bellew just came off of heavyweight wins over David Haye, and he beat that African dude at cruiserweight to become the WBC champion. So for Usyk to knock him out brutally and send him to retirement, Tony Bellew's also another good fighter, and a fighter who had been acquitting himself well. You know, he knocked out BJ Flores. You know, Tony Bellew had acquitted himself well, but he got there with Usyk, you know, had a couple competitive rounds, and then Usyk started to pull away, which punctuated and climaxed in him knocking him out. Now, once again, when I'm looking at Lomachenko's opposition, he's being billed like crazy and exposed like crazy and compared to Muhammad Ali like crazy, these types of things. But I haven't even seen the type of fight that I need to see where I can even rate him like that. You know, I'm not saying he had, like, see, people don't know shit about boxing, so they use the same, they can't argue these points that I'm making, so they just recycle the same points that everyone's making. For Lomachenko to have 14 fights as a pro, he, you know, has a solid resume for 14 fights. But you can't say that and then omit his whole past. Yes, he only has 14 fights, right? But he has 406 amateur fights. That is a big deal. Like, here's the difference. We'll talk basketball. All right? Basketball, you got some great coaches with rings. Steve Kerr, who played basketball. You have Pop with the San Antonio Spurs, and you have Phil Jackson. So if let's say Steve Kerr left the Warriors, right? You know, they fired Luke Walton. So let's say Steve Kerr went to the Lakers. I'm just making up bullshit, right? David Avalos, $2 super chat. Who is the A side between Mikey and Loma? I still think Mikey has a fan base. I think it should be a pretty even split, to be honest, because Mikey got dominated, but that was at welterweight. You know, it's just like Kell Brook. He lost to Triple G as he should have. He was fighting a big puncher and a big guy and a good fighter, two classes high, you know? So I don't think you could disrespect Mikey. I think it should be close to 50-50 still. Just because he's still the man at lightweight and 140. You know, he's still a great fighter there. He just jumped too high. Too soon. Shout out to Marlon, my guy. Thank you. He said, Ego, I'm going to keep the same energy I have now. If someone want it, then I'm going to give it to them. If I was Loma, I would fight him to shut him up and move on to the next one. Big facts. And he's a fighter. This is a fighter saying this. Shout out to my dude, Marlon. Look up, Marlon. Say cheese. So, again, this is the Lomachenko ruse. All the top rank, you know, ESPN, when they do commentary, they just keep boosting and building up. But he's not even fighting the people that I would handpick that would show me that are reasonable fights to have been made in the past or to be made now that would really show me his greatness. You know, I'm not saying he's not a good fighter, but that would really show me, like let's say Floyd Mayweather, he beat Robert Guerrero. That's cool. You know, that was your mandatory. But I gave Floyd even more credit for what he did to Canelo. This is simple mathematics to me. You know, Robert Guerrero was his mandatory. And see, this is the part where new media takes the lead and shits on old media because the stuff they say, they're not consistent with it. When Floyd fought Robert Guerrero, because the whole world knew that Floyd, and the difference is people knew Floyd would beat a guy like Robert Guerrero based on his past greatness. They knew everything led up, all the great people he got, they didn't really see Robert the Ghost Guerrero defeating Mayweather. So because they didn't see him being enough of a threat, these fake motherfuckers actually hated on Floyd Mayweather for fighting his mandatory in Robert Guerrero. Oh, I mean, come on. So despite the fact that it was his mandatory, they had nothing nice to say about that fight because you knew Robert Guerrero wasn't fucking with Floyd, as we seen when they actually fought. But Lomachenko fights his mandatory, and it's a worse person than Robert Guerrero. You know, Robert Guerrero didn't have 6 losses. He did not. Go look back at it and tell me I'm lying. This off the top of my head. if I remember correctly, he had 1 or 2 losses. And one loss was to Orlando Salido, who later tested positive for a PED. So that got erased. That doesn't count because somebody had PEDs in their system. They had some banned substance. So his only other loss was to this dude. I forgot the dude's name. And he switched trainers for that particular fight. And he lost a decision. And then he came back and rematched the guy with his dad in the same team. And he knocked the dude out. So he had 1 loss, basically, that I can remember. This is just off the top of my head. Andy Corolla, I mean, motherfuckers acting like he was a world beater. Come on, okay. Like, people, oh, this guy has heart and all that. Come on, bro. If Errol Spence beat Sam Egington, would anybody be jumping up for joy saying, oh, yeah, man, Errol Spence, he's capable of beating Sam Egington? No one would say that. So stop it. Anthony Corolla, he's cool. Seems like a nice guy, got heart. But it was still Toyota Corolla. Period. So, again, the old media, they're inconsistent. Floyd fights Robert Guerrero, fights hated, despite it being a mandatory. Golovkin fights Dominic Wade. It's justified because it's his mandatory. And he's praised for knocking out Dominic Wade in 2 rounds. I was at that fight also. Lomachenko, he knocks out Anthony Corolla. Somebody who's worse if you could have Anthony Corolla's career or Robert Guerrero at the time he fought Floyd Mayweather, whose career would you rather have? Guerrero had never been stopped at that point, and he had 1 loss. Of course, you'd rather have Robert Guerrero's career. He moved up multiple weight classes. He took 2 years off because his wife had cancer, helped her battle that. They got over that, and then he came back as a welterweight, beat Berto, beat Celtic Iden, who was the interim champion, and then got a Mayweather fight as the mandatory. Ain't nobody would rather have Anthony Corolla's career over Robert Guerrero. But once again, Mayweather was number 1 pound for pound, right? And he got no credit for beating Guerrero. And people bashed the fight. So you're saying Lomachenko's number 1 pound for pound. He just fought a mandatory, yes, but he fought a mandatory that had a worse career than Robert Guerrero when Mayweather fought him. And then that fight is like, we're just giving all the props in the world and it's supposed to just be, oh yeah. And beyond that, these dudes is fake. Or like, here's another, I could do this all day. This shit easy work to me. Wilder's fighting is mandatory. Dominic Breazeale, the same reception. Oh, why is Wilder fight? Knowing Tyson Fury ducked him to go to ESPN and pulled out of negotiations and told the WBC he's not fighting him. Knowing that ESPN and Top Rank have openly stated that they want the fight to happen in 2020 and they want Tyson Fury to fight a couple times this year against other people, right? So despite Wilder being ducked, he's now had to fight his mandatory, who's bigger than him, who outweighs him, only has 1 loss to Anthony Joshua, and is an Olympian. That is better than Anthony Corolla. So they're both mandatories, yet Dominic Breazeale, at least he has something. They have personal vendetta. You know, Dominic Breazeale switched. He's with Virgil Hunter, very good trainer. So Dominic Breazeale, what if he comes what if Wilder, because it's an emotional fight, fights stupid, and then Dominic Breazeale comes correct? That could be a tough fight for Wilder. You know, Dominic Breazeale just knocked out an Olympian, Carlos Negron, in his last fight. I was there. All right, RF. Watch me body these dudes. He said Dominic Breazeale is a bum. So who has a better career at the point? Dominic Breazeale fighting Deontay Wilder, because see, they purposely hear what I say and they try to go against it. So now you in the fucking hot seat. RF for really failure, because you just fail right now. So Dominic Breazeale, who has more momentum and a better career at the point of fighting? Dominic Breazeale entering this Wilder fight or Anthony Corolla? You know, they're both mandatory, so that's a wash. So Anthony Corolla versus Lomachenko or Dominic Breazeale versus Wilder? And then once you say the person's name, explain. You see, they always want to, I make the points, they always want to try to go against it. Now they got to explain. Guess what, Ego? Even though Dominique is a bum, he has a better resume than Wilder. Okay, I'm going to give you one more opportunity. Anthony Corolla or Dominic Breazeale, who carries more momentum as mandatory challenger facing a champion? RF. RF for rat fuck. Who has more momentum going into a fight as mandatory with the champion? Dominic Breazeale or Anthony Corolla? It's a simple question. Why do you refuse to answer it? See, I make points. They always try to refute the point. Your mother, block them. They what do you want me to say, people? Exactly, bro. Okay, we just taking out the trash. MC Capano Wizard, boxing is dying fast, bro. Not as quick as my shooters are gonna make you die out this chat. Miss MC Capano, block him. We just putting hits on everybody, bro. Fuck that. MC Capano. This is what they try to do to distract the message. So that's how I struck a chord. They can't dispute what I'm saying, so they just keep saying dumb stuff. Who doesn't see this? I said, who has more momentum? Breazeale going into the Wilder fight or Anthony Corolla going into the Lomachenko fight? Your mother. Aaron Squire. I'm not going to keep repeating myself. You think Davis beats Loma. I never said that. Davis for sure has a better fucking chance than Mariaga and Anthony Corolla. I do think he could beat him. Yes. I do think he has the tools to beat him. Will he beat him? I have to watch it. I'm not going to keep saying the same stuff. He has the tools to beat him. Yes. Stylistically, he could give Lomachenko an L. Stylistically, he could give Lomachenko one of his toughest fights. Listen, the bottom line is this. We on some new media shit. Let's see it. Yes, I think Tank could give Lomachenko real issues. Let me see that. Let me see. Because I think Davis could get him. But I have to see it. I'm a boxing fan. It's only these old media fucks who have something to protect. It's just like when people lie. It's like, why do people have to lie? Like, if your girl said, where were you at? And you was somewhere respectable. You was like at Target shopping for, like, let's say your girl just had a kid. You and your girl just had a kid. You went to Target to get some Similac for the baby. And she said, where were you at? And you lied and you were only at Target to get Similac. That wouldn't make sense. You would say, hey, I'm getting some supplies for the baby. But if you say you was at Target, but you really went to the movies, then there's probably more to that story. It's very simple. Very simple. If you have to lie about some silly shit, it's probably because you were in the wrong or you're lying and trying to cover something up. That's what it is. So when you look at the boxing politics, people keep saying Lomachenko is this and that, but I can't see him. I don't want to see Luke Campbell. I don't want to see. Isn't Luke Campbell from 2 Live Crew anyway? Who's Luke Campbell? Ain't he from Florida, Miami? Hello? Is Luke Campbell from 2 Live Crew? What's his name? Captain coming. Free Willy. What's his name? Ain't his name Luke Campbell? No, I know it's Uncle Luke. No, I know. But what is Uncle Luke's real name? What is his natural born name? Somebody tell me. Isn't his name Luke Campbell? Luther? Hardcore rapper, but he's Luther. Ain't his name Luther, motherfuckers? Me so horny. Luther Campbell, exactly. Luke Campbell. So he fighting 2 Live Crew. I don't want to see that. Me so honey. I don't want to see that shit, bro. Luke Campbell, he cool. He straight. I'd rather see Devin Haney and Luke Campbell. I don't want to see 2 Live Crew and Lomachenko. Because Lomachenko, Devin Haney's, he's like a certain age, and that would be a step up for him. I'm not trying to see 2-time gold or 2 gold medal Loma better than Muhammad Ali Loma versus 2 Live Crew. Face down, ass up, that's the way we like to. Face down, ass, doon 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 doon. Like, I don't want to see that. Fuck theatrics, ain't no actress. Like, I'm not trying to see Luke Campbell. Y'all motherfuckers want to see that. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see him fight Luther Vandross, Luke Cage, 2 Live Crew Luke, Lukey Dookie, Luke Wilson. I don't want to see that. That doesn't tell me what I need to know. Jorge Lanada's already got past him. Yeah, he a gold medalist, but Jorge Lanada's already beat him and Loma beat him. I'm not trying to see Luke Campbell. I don't want to see Campbell's soup, good. I don't want to say Bruce Campbell from Evil Dead. I don't want to see those fights. That doesn't tell me what I need to know about Lomachenko. Don't stop. Get it. Yeah, bro. But this is the game. This is the politics. This is the politics that we see. Luke Cage and all this shit, bro. I don't want to see those fights. That doesn't show okay, Canelo versus Daniel Jacobs. Now that's gonna show me something. Canelo gonna have to show me something in that fight, because Daniel Jacobs, I know what to expect from Daniel Jacobs. Daniel Jacobs is gonna have to show me something, because I know what Canelo is capable of. You see how this works? You see? Canelo Triple G, that was a good fight, part 1 and 2. That's gonna show me something, because I know Triple G got a man-style chin. The motherfucker. He keep coming. He got a man-style chin. I know that boy Canelo got a better defense. That's going to show me something. Fighting Luther Vandross, Luther Vandross and all these people, Idris Elba and Luther, like that. These fights don't show me what I need to see, because it's about styles make fights. And if I see this, and I know Top Rank and everybody else matchmaking and Loma's team see this. So we all see it. So that's what Lomachenko keeps getting praised for, this and this, but he keeps fighting a certain echelon of styles and guys that I don't think bring out the best Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? Based on what the style, like, okay, Pacquiao versus Juan Manuel Marquez, 4 fights, and they were all competitive, all 4 of them. Lomachenko, who's his Marquez? Somebody like a Juan Manuel Marquez, never been stopped, has a chin, might get knocked down, but gets right back up, shows an immense heart, has power, has stopped guys that in their tracks, like Michael Katsidis and Juan Baby Bull Diaz. Those fights like that, they show you something about Pacquiao, and they show you something about Marquez. Yeah, I'm not trying to see Luke Skywalker episode 3 and shit with it doesn't tell me what I need to know about. That's like Lomachenko versus Mercita Hesta and Luke Campbell and Luke Cage and Lukey and Dookie from Bad Boys. Remember them dogs? That doesn't show me everything I need to. He's already fought, and he's already proven he can beat guys like that, styles like that, right? You never rematch Orlando Salido. That rematch, had it happened promptly, would have showed me Lomachenko's true merit, because he would have had to avenge somebody who actually had a win versus him. If he fought Miguel Berchelt when he was at 130. Yes, Loma has more skill than Berchelt, but Berchelt is a Mexican, and he's a Mexican warrior. He's tall, and he has a good punch, and he throws punches. When have you ever seen Miguel Berchelt in a punchless fight like we just seen Anthony Toyota Corolla? I'm not trying to kick a man while he's down, but I'm just talking about the stylistic matchups. Anthony Corolla barely threw any punches. When have you ever seen Miguel Berchelt in a fight, a punchless fight? He was in there slunging them, letting them go, he was letting them sling versus Mickey Roman, and they were hurting each other. Mexican style, right? That's what y'all say? Mexican style. They was like chunking them on a top-ranked card. That would have showed me more about Lomachenko because at least it's a style that's similar. Berchelt is pretty fucking big for the weight class. You know what I'm saying? And he has power and he has heart. He doesn't have, let's say, the best technique ever or the best defense. But stylistically, he's an aggressive fighter with combination punching. Joseph Brown, $5 super chat. Loma is making Tank look like a buster. Where your pride, Tank? Shaking my head. How? What are you talking about? How did Lomachenko make him look like a buster? I'm lost. I don't. What did he do? You didn't even. That was a waste of time. Bottom line, see, y'all be falling into the gap, bro. Not enough people who are free spirited, free thinkers and stuff. You just going off of like propaganda and like what people are, or the narratives that people are like trying to drive. Whatever. I don't see how Lomachenko looks like a bust, or how Tank looks like a buster right now. And here's the other thing. Tank is more popular. Tank is more popular than Lomachenko. Fuck what y'all talking about. Tank had at the StubHub had Drake there. Imagine if Abner Matas and him fought at the Staples Center. Tank is more popular. So y'all doing all this to say Tank ain't this and that. And the motherfucker more popular than Lomachenko. Book it. Joseph Brown, you still haven't told me how Tank looks like a buster. They're using Tank's name with there's really no intent to fight. Okay, so did Tank listen? When have you ever seen an email or anything from Top Rank and a contract that they sent for a reasonable offer to fight Tank? He said Tank the pound for if Twitter. I don't even know what that means. You got to talk to me like a grown man. He says Tank the pound if Twitter. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what you're saying. I talk real boxing. Y'all be talking that gaga goo goo shit. Feeling the goo goo? Gaga gaga? I can't understand that type of talk. I don't have kids, so maybe I didn't learn baby talk. Y'all gotta talk to me like grown men and women. Yeah, fununu goo goo? Anana gaga? Y'all sound like the fucking Aaliyah beat. What the fuck is that? I can't talk English, motherfuckers. Doom 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 doom. Baby girl, better known as Ali. Rock shows his James Can. Have people shaking my hand. Y'all feeling the gaga? Gaga goo goo? He said enduring, bro. Hey, get it together, Joseph Brown. I know you're a channel member, but you sounded crazy right now. He said enduring the post fight. This English is looking crazy, bro. Y'all giving me an aneurysm trying to read this. He said enduring the post fight that Tank's the pound for pound of Twitter. Oh, I seen that. Yeah, that was funny. I like that. But how's that make him look like a buster? Tank say stuff about him too. It was funny. I liked it. I liked when he said that. But I don't. What's the buster? I don't see how that made him look like a buster. Okay, so like I said, okay, that in your Joseph Brown, just answer this to me. In your mind, and I know you're a channel member, so I got to give you that tough love. But in your mind, Lomachenko saying that Tank is the pound for pound Twitter champion made Tank look like a buster. But Teofimo saying he tried to get in the ring and Bob Arum said, get down, you guys aren't coming in here. And Teofimo Lopez, who's in the same weight class, in the same, situation with Top Rank, they're all in the same family. Teofimo saying he was told he couldn't be at Lomachenko's hotel, and he went there anyway, and then Lomachenko switched hotels. That doesn't make Lomachenko look a type of way. But saying that Tank is the Twitter champion, that made Tank look like a buster. That's what you're telling me, Joseph Brown. So a quip, a witty comment made Tank look like a buster, but Teofimo being denied out his own mouth, denied access to the ring to confront Lomachenko and presumably call him out, just like Wilder got denied versus Anthony Joshua. That don't make Loma's side look bad. That's what you're telling me. Someone said I need a Don DeMarco that. Y'all kill me with this. AJ said Wilder can't get in the ring. Bob Arum, out of Teofimo's own mouth, I just played the clip. Out of his own mouth said, Bob Arum said, get down. We're not letting you in the ring. Out of Teofimo's own mouth, he said that he couldn't be in the hotel with Lomachenko. Oh, y'all didn't know? Oh, you didn't know? Biggie's homeboy shot you because they bragging. Here, some of you guys might see. I tell y'all got to subscribe to me, bro. You got to subscribe because I go over like all the hot shit in boxing. So if you're not subscribed, you might want to subscribe. I keep y'all locked and plugged in, man.
Jose Ramirez, who's also with man.
Listen, this is Teofimo.
Loma doesn't want to mention me at all because there's no world title. He doesn't want to give y'all the satisfaction of it. So, if that's what it's going to take, you said that you'll fight Javante for free. Like, it's crazy, man. So, I'm just, honestly, right now, at this point now, I'm just going to focus on what I have to do. And if the fight happens, we want it to happen. We want to make it happen. You guys want to make that, you guys want to see that type of fight happen. Then hopefully they accept the fight.
And he has a big fight next week too, so he has to focus on that. Our
main focus, is April 20th, Pettis Tatley. We just focus on that right now, one step at a time.
I saw you try to climb up on the ring post after the fight. Looked like they told you no, you couldn't get in the ring. What was going on with that?
They talked to Bob, and Bob was like, get down and everything like that. So it is what it is, man. We tried, and they said no, so we just went on about our day. We went on about our way, just okay.
Like at 140, you have Jose.
The reporter just asked him. He says, "Hey," he said, "What was that? It looks like you tried to get in the ring after his victory over Corolla, and they told you no. They told you no." And he said, "Yeah, they talked to them. They talked to Bob, and Bob told us to get down, so we got down and didn't get in the ring." So now, Joseph Brown, now what looks worse? Somebody saying someone's a Twitter champion, or someone being in your weight class, in Top Rank? You both are signed to the same guys, the same promoter, and then you try to get in the ring and they tell you no. So what are we talking about? Lomachenko is saying Teofimo needs a belt, and there's only Mikey's belt is in limbo. We don't know what's gonna happen, and Richard Comey was injured, so that's the only available belts that Loma doesn't have. And you telling him to get a belt? You have 2 of the 4 belts, and then 1 belt's in limbo with Mikey, and then so he has one opportunity to fight one guy to get a belt before the fight. Come on, bro. It's this shit is a dub. It's clear to me what's going on. Y'all treat this like WWE when Hulk Hogan would be a good guy and then it would be Hollywood Hogan, and y'all eat it all up. But y'all got to look at the bigger picture. There's a reason Pacquiao was over there with Lomachenko at a point in time. Fight was never made. You know why? Because it's a dangerous fight for Lomachenko. Pacquiao at 140, he said he was with the smoke. Lomachenko was the one who said, why should I fight him? He's old. Block Capano Wizard. Oh, he thought we was going to explain to him. Capano Wizard. Have a nice day. Block him. Block him. Block him. Block him. These dudes is stalkers. You see how they keep coming back? Why do they come back, bro? Why? Like, there's no other channels on live? Why are you coming to me? Like, bro. What? Why do they keep coming back? Look at Ricky Queen. He said Arum just blocked the Wilder Fury rematch that everyone wanted to see. Bob Arum is capping. That's what I'm saying, bro. People, you guys could play this soap opera shit if you want. It's easy to see what's going on to the real ones. You know? And once again, this is why new media keeps, because I ain't capping, and you know, and I don't have to tap dance and say some bullshit for anybody. I'm telling you what I see, and that's the reality of it. Look, Mike Coppinger. Oh my God. Why are people, look, you see people in the game saying the same thing. New media, I told you, it's getting too big. You can't silence this. The movement is too big. This is like contagion. This shit just spreads. I'm like the outbreak monkey. I'm coming. Y'all all getting infected with this new media shit. When I ride, Death Row Eats, believe in that. I promise you. It's too late. Everything starts from now. We control the narratives. I'm Ego Veli. I told you. You guys could say whatever, you believe whatever side you want, but you see more and more people speaking this new media shit, and it feels good. They saying what we talking about. Look at Mike Coppinger, reporter, Ring TV. He works with PBC on Fox. He said Teofimo Lopez would have done the same thing to Anthony Corolla. Teofimo said Errol told him he could fight Loma around Super Bowl next year. I think Teofimo possesses the size, strength, and skill to beat Loma. Get him 3 more fights and he'll be ready. Plenty of time. So, there's your answer. They keep talking about Tank and Mikey Garcia. Harder fights to make. But they have an in-house fight right now, like I've been telling you. And he talking about Super Bowl. That shows you something. How you have an in-house fight that you can make, you could pull, you know, you could pull the trigger on right now. And we talking about Tank, who's about to fight in Baltimore in July, who's not even at lightweight. Capping. Y'all not fucking with me. When are y'all gonna realize that? You don't have better points than me. Look. Arum says if Mikey doesn't vacate, he wants Loma versus Mikey next. I asked Bob how the fight gets done considering the bad blood between Mikey and Top Rank. He says, quote, fuck bad blood. It's all about the Benjamins. And I would take joy in watching Loma beat the fuck out of Mikey. See, why does he have so much ill will towards Mikey? Because he left? So I think that everyone expects Mikey to vacate the lightweight title. Look, new media. This is the type of shit we've been telling you. Teofimo shook his head when Loma just called out Mikey Garcia. We'll see if Mikey returns to 135, and even if he does, a difficult fight to make politically. Shout out to Cop. Once again, this is what I've been telling you. This is nothing. I'm not reinventing the wheel. See, once again, you see people talking like new media after new media been saying this stuff, right? Because the jury, people are seeing what's going on. The case is already developed. They hear the points I'm making, and they know it makes sense. Loma sound like he PC'd up. For all my people who've been in prison, that's what that is. Mike Coppinger just said the same thing. After me. I'm not saying he specifically got it from me, but it doesn't matter because even if he did or didn't, it's the same message. You guys are hearing the same message. He said even if Mikey does return to 135, it's the harder fight to make politically. We know this. That's why there's more emphasis in open. Listen, somebody explain this to me. This is why I keep winning. This is why I keep winning new media shit. If I'm lying, answer this question. All you have to do is be truthful. Just answer honestly. If y'all want to hear this question, can I get a hell yeah in the comment section? Jose de Jesus killing y'all. He said Al Heyman has sent his fighters to fight on other networks for title shots. When has Bob Arum sent one of his fighters to another network for a fight? That exactly. All right, just answer this question. If what I'm saying is false, explain this. You have the opportunity to post Corolla knockout, talk about two people that politically with the Cold War are harder fights to make. But that's what you're talking about. Gervonta Tank Davis and Mikey Garcia. Tank already has a fight in July. We just haven't heard about it. He told me this a long time ago. These fights don't happen overnight. So he's fighting in Baltimore. I heard some names. I'm not going to put it out. But he told me way back then that he was probably getting a hometown fight. He's already fighting. So you would rather talk about Mikey coming off of a loss, who's fighting Eric Morales, Tank, who already has a fight in July, plus the political landscape. We know they haven't made big fights together recently. You'd rather talk about those two guys, but then you have an in-house fight, guys that aren't coming off a loss, guys who are rapidly building their profile, like Teofimo Lopez, undefeated, Fortnite dancing, going viral, who tries to get in the ring with Lomachenko. And you have the opportunity to promote that in front of all of ESPN audience. You talking about Mikey coming off of a loss, who announced that he's fighting Eric Morales in an exhibition. You're talking about Tank at the post-fight and won't even rank Teofimo. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Y'all know this doesn't make sense. So why would you be put it this way. Let's say Pacquiao was still with Top Rank. And let's say Terence Crawford was with PBC. Terence Crawford tries to get in the ring after Errol Spence beats Mikey Garcia, and they tell Terence Crawford he can't get in the ring. Even though Terence Crawford, this is hypothetical, if Terence Crawford was with PBC, Errol Spence just defeated Mikey Garcia, and Pacquiao was with Top Rank, Terence Crawford tries to get in the ring after Spence beats Mikey, and they tell him, no, you can't get in. And then you hear everything, all the conversation is Errol Spence talking about Pacquiao, who's with Top Rank. How would you perceive that? So you have a ready-made in-house fight, and you're talking more about a guy who's on another network than you're talking, and you won't even allow a guy who's in your weight class in the ring, who's been calling you out and wants to fight you. Make that make sense. So Tank is not in Lomachenko's weight class anymore. Tank is at 130 where he's a champion. Loma's at 135 where he's a champion with 2 belts. You got a guy who wants to become a champion on your side in Teofimo Lopez, who's aggressively calling out Lomachenko, saying he's getting denied access to the ring, saying he couldn't be at the same hotel, but they're under the same umbrella, the same faction. So you won't give that fight any shine because it's an easy fight to make, but you still don't want to give it shine. But you're giving shine to fights that are harder to make with people who have other plans. Clout chasing, capping. There's no other way. It doesn't make sense. Like I said, if Terence Crawford was on PBC and then Crawford tried to get on the ring on Errol Spence, and then Errol Spence chose to talk about Pacquiao, who's with Top Rank, rather than the threat that's in front of his face right now, then that would be a problem. Because it's like, okay, Terence Crawford, that's an easy fight to make. Y'all both with Al Heyman. He tried to get in the ring. You denying him access to the ring. He has he just won his fight, and now he doesn't want to fight him. And you bring up Pacquiao with Top Rank. That wouldn't make sense, would it? So you guys can try to, it's like wolf in sheep's clothing type shit. You could try to bamboozle new media. It doesn't work. I could see right through this bullshit. You're like, okay, put it here. Here's another. I promise you. And I know we hurting feelings with this, but truth is the truth. I don't really care. Here's another example. This is how people cap in real life. I'm going to give you like a real life type of scenario or analogy and tell me if it's not the same thing. Oh my gosh. If y'all want this baptism, can I get a hell yeah in the comment section? Y'all gotta hype me up for this. Boss Red, shout out to you, $5 super chat. Hell, Showtime and PBC made Spence do an interview with Thurman and Porter before and after the fight. Yeah, and Sean Porter popped his ass in the ring on Danny Garcia after Danny Garcia knocked out Brandon Rios. Sean Porter was loud in the ring, came in barking like roo, 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 him and Kenny Porter, and got in the ring on Danny. Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia were in the ring. Danny Garcia had a hometown fight in his backyard in Philadelphia, at the Licorice Center or whatever it's called. And Thurman, before the fight was announced, got in the ring, and him and Danny Garcia were yelling. They had Thurman as a guest commentator too, right? That's by design, because those are in-house fights, easy to make, and behind the scenes, you know, they allow for that to happen. So in-house fights are always easier to make because you don't have to outsource anything. It's like keeping a business family owned. So your sister, your mom, your dad, your brother all work at the restaurant, as opposed to trying to get an outsider to do it. You can rely on your family. You guys all live together, you know their schedule, etc. You know how to communicate with them. That's why people have family owned businesses and shit. All right, Jose Ruiz, you in the hot seat. I'm destroying him. He says, I don't see casuals watching Teofimo versus Loma. Okay, so you don't see casuals watching Teofimo versus Loma, but you seen casuals watching Anthony Corolla versus Loma? You're up. Watch how I do him. It's easy to me. So Lomachenko just fought Jorge Linares, Jose Pedraza, and also Toyota Corolla. So those fights got made. There was no question over what type of crowd they would draw, you know, if casuals would watch. But those are Loma's last 3 fights. But you have no faith that a guy who's going viral, who talks shit, who's outspoken, who has some swag, who has highlight reel knockouts, you know, he made Mason Menard do the Heisman, and that went viral because it was the Heisman Awards or some shit. So you didn't question if Toyota Corolla could draw casuals. You only question it for Teofimo. Explain. I told you, I'm destroying them. I'm destroying them. That's why what I'm doing, I know what I'm doing. I'm destroying them. I'm destroying them. All these little arguments, I'm destroying them. Jose Ruiz, please explain. Why was there no question of if casuals would tune in to Lomachenko versus Toyota Corolla, a guy from the UK? You don't think Americans will get behind a good foreign fighter who's an Olympian, who's been fighting in America, versus an American, you know, who represents Honduras also? Y'all is scared. Just say it. Fear makes people do. I get it. You know, fear makes people do crazy shit. Then here, I'm going to flip. Oh, my. Let me stop because it's too easy. Okay, he said I was replying to Prophet. Now you're replying to this Prophet. I am the Prophet. Answer the question. See, you want to have side conversations until y'all get put in front seat. You will be held accountable for what you say in my streams. If you talking that crazy shit, then that's what you, it don't matter who you was talking to. Now you talking to me. Bro, you got 10 seconds. You got to say something. You didn't question if Toyota Corolla would draw in casuals or Jose Pedraza coming off of Tank Davis knockout loss, and he only had 2 fights since then, right? But now all of a sudden the issue becomes, will casuals tune in to Lomachenko versus Teofimo? You got 8 seconds, my guy. Shooters, get ready. I told you, we not stopping. The train is not stopping. Oh my God. Oh my. Hey, Jose de Jesus is killing you, bro. See, that's what happens. Now you got, oh my God, you got Eagles Army riding on you. Oh my gosh, cut it out. Y'all got to cut it out. Eagles Army is riding on y'all. Jose de Jesus with the assist. I was stating my opinion. Block him. I don't care. Listen, I don't care about nobody's opinion if you can't explain it. Block him. Get him out of here. Motherfuckers always got to, I don't care about an opinion if you can't justify your opinion. What the fuck is your opinion for if you have no answers for why you even feel that way? Get him out of here. Oh my God. I told you I'm not playing with these cats. Now look at Jose De Jesus, my guy with the assist. He says, wait, does Luke Campbell have a better resume than Teofimo? And to piggyback off that, if that fight is made, or Richard Comey, what about casuals there? So you don't care about casual crowds and, you know, how many numbers it'll do and all this shit. Those are lesser fights. Yes, Jorge Linares beat Luke Campbell. Yes. See, that's how I know they capping, because once again, how many fans does Teofimo really have? Okay, how many fans does Luke Campbell have in America, where the fight would maybe take place? How many fans does Richard Comey have with 2 losses? Listen, he said ego going hard in the paint. That's because they're liars. These dudes be lying. Just admit you scared. We ain't no bully. I ain't just gonna beat nobody up in the hot seat because the crowd want to see it. Just admit you scared. If you scared of Whitey Ford, dog, you scared of Whitey Ford. Like, these dudes got to cut it out. And then, see, this is what people do. They try to justify bullshit opinions that they can't even explain with, hey, that's my opinion. Nah, partner, you know, because we all have an opinion, but we all know right and wrong. And an opinion is one thing, but how you have an opinion that you allegedly really feel in your heart, but you can't explain it. Okay, I like J-Lo. I think she's hot, right? So if someone says, what do you like about J-Lo? I don't like her. I'm going to tell you what I like. I'm going to be like, damn, you know, her voice is sexy. You know, I like her haircut. Her eyes is sexy. She got cake. I'm not going to be like, I like J-Lo, but I can't explain why I like her. I'm going to be able to tell you. Like, if you have a celebrity crush, or if you have a favorite restaurant and then someone says, hey, why do you like the Cheesecake Factory? You'd be like, man, I go, the food's always hot, you know, good customer service. You know, I always order this, or the cheesecake is bomb. You're not going to just be like, oh, I like cheesecake. That's my opinion. And then someone says, oh, what do you like about cheesecake? I'm not telling. It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't make sense. Like, for example, I have almost all Apple products. You know, iMac, MacBook Pro, iPad, you know, iPhones, 2 of them, shit like that. If someone says, why do you like Apple? I could tell you why I like Apple. I'm not just going to say, I like Apple. Remember Steve Carell in Anchorman? I love lamp. I love carpet. I'm not doing that. I'll tell you what I like about Apple products. Why I get Apple products. I'll be like, oh, the build quality, or I get to easily airdrop my stuff, or I keep everything in the family, and, you know, I like the iOS software. I don't get viruses. You know, I'll be able to explain to you what the fuck it is I like. These dudes try to argue with new media, but then when they're put on Front Street and then they're asked to justify why they feel how they allegedly feel, they have no answers. So that shows me you don't know what the fuck you talking about. Period. So, like I said, this is a big novella, a big soap opera. You rather talk about guys that are on different networks rather than your own network in-house. That should be easier to facilitate. So, you rather talk about Mikey Garcia and Tank, who have their own business. One's coming off a loss. One's not even in Lomachenko's division. But Teofimo is, and he's aggressively calling for Lomachenko. And it's a good fight. And then it's like, oh, we maybe during Super Bowl of next year. But Teofimo already said that, you know, this is going to be his last year. This is going to be his last year in the division. So another excuse, another way to not have certain people fight other certain people. That's clever matchmaking. That's what we talking about. Oh wow. Hey bro, I just seen this. Listen. Why listen. Why you got Leonard Ellerby responding to people who are oh my god, I just seen this. I swear. I told you. This shit is bigger than Nino Brown. Ego's army is on you. Look, Leonard Ellerby on his verified page, he just responded to somebody. Look what that says. Hashtag new media. He said the pressure is on Top Rank to deliver the goods. Hashtag new media. And you got Leonard Ellerby replying and seeing it and retweeting. I told you this new media shit, we get bigger and bigger and bigger. Shout out to DBN. We are new media. I told you this shit was getting big. Now you got Leonard Ellerby responding to it. And you have, shout out to Next Up Boxing, leaving a very good new media style response that we all can get with. Shout out to Next Up Boxing. The pressure is on Top Rank to deliver the goods. Exactly. So he preaching the same message. And look, Leonard Ellerby co-signed. I told y'all this old media ain't fuck with her. You don't see Bob Arum retweeting old media bullshit, you know, like YouTubers and shit. Leonard Ellerby says 100. Bob's a Hall of Fame promoter and he's in a tough spot, but I'm sure they are working hard to figure it out like we all do. Look, Leonard Ellerby says, LOL, I would be out of pocket trying to tell Bob or any other promoter what fights to make. In my opinion, they obviously don't think Lopez is ready. Look at Leonard Ellerby going in. He said the media and entire boxing community knows they can't deliver Loma or Bud a big fight and they're frustrated. Wow, Ellerby going in. Tank Davis says something like, who is this guy that Loma's fighting? And Carl Moretti with Top Rank says a guy who actually wanted to fight Loma. And Leonard Ellerby says this. Are you talking about Teofimo Lopez? That's an easy fight to make since the kid is at 135 pounds and an in-house fighter and wants it ASAP or nah. How you have Leonard Ellerby saying the same thing that I said, bruh? He just said the same thing I said. But you know who said it first? He just, look, he did it at 7:16 this morning. And I just, look, 4:13, 7:16 a.m. And he's saying the same thing I said, and I already said this. It says, who? Are you talking about Teofimo Lopez? That's an easy fight to make since the kid is at 135 and he's an in-house fight and wants it ASAP or nah. No response from Top Rank. You know, Carl Moretti, I'm looking in his mentions. I don't see no response. He didn't respond to Leonard Ellerby saying that. This is what I'm saying. This new media shit is bigger than that. Look, this is what Carl Moretti responded with. 24/7, 365, let's go. Crying emoji. No explanation. No explanation. He, you know, so this is what I'm saying. You can't just get around these new media points. This is what happens. People deflect, change the subject, laugh it off, joke. But they're not combating the point at hand. What do we like? See, this is what I'm saying. This is why y'all know what I do to them. I swallow them. They can't fuck with it because old media is not coming up with more compelling points. Once again, why are we spending more time talking about Mikey Garcia, who he got a, you know, real talk, we don't even know how he's going to be. We don't even know if he's going to stay at 135. We don't know if he's going to be the same. He's talking about having an exhibition with Eric Morales. Why are they even talking about Mikey Garcia right now? You know, until we see what he's doing with that belt. You know? I'm not pausing shit. Tupac said that. And I'm the brain that he sparked. I'm not pausing nothing. I swallowed him. You know, I'm not here to play games. You know, like I know, I swallowed them. They not fucking with me. That's what I'm saying. We don't even know if Mikey's going back to 35. He just came from 47. That might not be a good look to go back, especially if you don't have a big fight already guaranteed and lined up. Like I said, the Lomachenko Ruse. What world do you talk shit about the person you want to work with? It doesn't make sense. Bob Arum is taking shots at Al Heyman and PBC, but you want me to believe you're really trying to bridge the gap and work with him on major fights, like groundbreaking fights with no mandatory? I don't think that's the way to go. I see Mikey going back. Well, it doesn't matter. We're going to find out shortly what is decided. That's your opinion. Maybe he goes back, maybe he doesn't. But, you know, for weight reasons and health reasons, he might not go back to 135. Because, you know, and this is what I'm saying. Bob Arum has been verbally attacking Eddie Hearns and Mikey Garcia probably the most recently that I've seen. You know, he's saying Mikey Garcia gave up. What a coward. I can't wait to see Lomachenko fuck him up. You know, he's the B-side now. And you think Mikey Garcia is going to want to work with you after this? You know, you taking shots at PBC, Al Heyman. That's the way to get the fight across the line. Come on, man. But like I said, Teofimo, you obviously have a working relationship with him because you put him on the Crawford card. He's a top-ranked fighter. Loma's a top-ranked fighter, but they're not talking about that. Why isn't Bob Arum talking about that fight? Why isn't top-ranked? Teofimo is the one talking about it. Lomachenko won't even rate Teofimo, so we know what's going on here. Here's an example. I told you I'm the king of analogies. If y'all want this example, could I get a hell yeah? And y'all got to get these likes up. I'm not playing with y'all, man. Y'all got to get these likes up. I'm sitting up here dropping gems for the fans. If you want this new media breakdown, and we only getting bigger, man. You want this new media breakdown, can I get a hell yeah in the comment section? I'm going to give you guys a very good analogy of how people are capping. And it's very easy to understand. I'm trying to give you guys an analogy that, you know, just easy to follow, to put in perspective. And then you tell me if it makes sense what I'm saying or if it doesn't. But I already know the answer. I already know it makes sense. You know, but I'll leave that up to you guys to decide. Nah, that's not enough hell yeah. There's like one person said hell yeah. Fuck that. If you guys want this breakdown to continue in these analogies, I need a hell yeah. Y'all got to motivate me because this shit far too easy right now. Like I said, people will say whatever they want about no new media is stupid and propaganda, all this bullshit, but they're not refuting what I'm saying. So I'm just going to keep. I know if you have nothing to rebuttal with intelligently, then we already know what that means. We already know what that equates to. Because if you had a rebuttal, that's all you would say is the rebuttal. You don't have to say nothing about me personally or, you know, make up wild accusations or speculation, play games, troll. All you have to do is rebuttal what I'm saying. All right, here's the analogy. So this is how you know who's capping. Let's say somebody lives in, I live in California. Name somewhere that's really far from California. Like name a region in the world. This is an interactive chat. So whatever I see, name somewhere that's really far and hard to get to from California. Just name like a continent or place, a location, a state, country. Y'all help me out with this analogy. Okay, DC. That's the first thing I seen. Shout out to David Thompson. So Washington, DC, right? I'm in California. That's like me arguing with someone who's in DC and talking shit. Oh man, I'll beat your ass. No, you ain't gonna beat my ass. I'll beat you. I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm gonna woo, 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 right? And I'm aggressively like you see I'm keeping this certain energy with the person who's on the other side of the US in DC. I'm in Cali, they're in DC. But then there's someone in my own neighborhood, there's someone in my own city with equal beef that makes sense, and I'm ignoring them calling me out. So I call out this other person who's smaller, that's all the way in DC, but then there's a adequate, same age, similar size person in my own city, and I'm not meeting them with that same energy. What does that show you? What does that show you, people? So this smaller person who's in DC, I'm going crazy on them. I'm going crazy. I'll hit you. I'll knock you out. Let's spar, blah, blah, blah. You know, all this extra shit. But then I got someone in my own backyard and they're close. They can, we can meet up at a particular spot within 30 minutes of each other versus DC is a whole ass flight for me. What would you say? You would say ego's capping. How you going to argue about sparring with somebody? You're in California, they're in DC, and you're talking about this and that. I'm going to beat your ass. And then there's someone that wants to spar you that makes more sense right there in your same city. You guys can meet up right then at the gym and handle it. And then it doesn't come off. That's precisely what the situation is with Lomachenko. You'd rather talk about Mikey Garcia coming off of a loss, who has a bad relationship and a 2.5 year legal standoff with Top Rank, that Mikey has never looked back and went back to Top Rank, hasn't done any fights with Top Rank since he was signed with Top Rank. You'd rather talk about that. You'd rather talk about Tank Davis, who's at 130. Loma's a 2-belt champion at 135. He's talking about going back down, which you usually don't see. Andre Ward, Teofimo Lopez, once they move up, you don't really hear them talking about moving back down, right? Loma is talking about Tank and this and that, and I'll fight him for free. But he's not even in your weight class. How is that your immediate priority? If you wanted to fight him for free and wanted to fight him, then you should have stayed at 130. So you'd rather talk about that than Teofimo, who's breathing down your throat, who's in your weight class, says, I want to become a champion. This is my last year at 135. And you expect me to believe this. You expect me to believe this when one's an in-house fight and one is easier to facilitate and actually see what's what and see if someone's bluffing versus the other. So shout out to Ricky Queen. He says, great analogy, Ego. Facts. Aram and Loma are bluffing. They really don't want no smoke. Triple G was the same way. See? I ain't even got to say it, bro. New media already knows what it is. One is easy to, again, if, let's say, like I said, if you're a boxer in California and there's a person who lives 30 minutes away from you, you can meet in the middle. Both people have a 15-minute drive, and you can get whatever off your chest. You don't do that, but then you threaten a guy that's all the way in DC, which would be harder to, to set up a sparring. People have to have money, people have jobs, so they might have to take time off of work and stuff. It's a flight. So you'd rather talk about sparring the guy that's all the way in DC, but then there's someone in your own neighborhood and there's someone in your own city that wants to spar you. That's easier to justify and facilitate, make sense, and you're not talking about that. Come on, bro. Teofimo haven't fought nobody. Okay, you're in the hot seat. Love for peace. So Lomachenko fought Orlando Salido in his second fight. So who had he fought to earn a title shot, which he lost? Good luck. Y'all can't win this. You think you can. You said Teofimo hasn't fought anyone, so how did Lomachenko get a shot with Orlando Salido in his second pro fight? I'll wait. Who had he beat in order to set that up? I'll wait. I'm not waiting all day, though. So good luck. How do you get that Orlando Salido shot for a vacant WBO title? How did he get a title shot? and lose at that. He's 2 gold medals in the Olympics. It speaks for itself. Strike one. How did he get a title shot? I don't give a fuck about 18 gold medals. What the fuck is that got to do with how you get a title shot? So basically, if you get a gold, Clarissa Shields has 2 gold medals. She didn't get a title shot in her second fight like that. You know? What are you talking about? So how do you skip the line just because you have 2 medals? Because you were a successful amateur? How does that mean you can skip people who are doing it the pro way? You get to skip over everybody and get a title shot. Once again, block him. Amateurs, pros, pro. You didn't answer the question, you're getting blocked. I told you, I'm not giving these dudes that much time to cap. Love for peace, because my shooter's coming for you. You said Teofimo didn't fight anybody. So basically, how would he get a title shot? So Lomachenko only had 1 fight and got a title shot. How did that come? And then let me pull it up. Lomachenko fought Jose Ramirez, not the champion Jose Ramirez. He fought another person named Jose Ramirez. And let's see what his record was when Lomachenko fought him. Because that's the only 1 fight that Lomachenko had. And you talking about, oh, he had 2 gold medals. Thank you, Captain Obvious. We knew Lomachenko had 2 gold medals. How did he get a title shot was the question. Okay, he fought Jose Ramirez, who had a record of 25-3-0. Not a bad record, but now he has 8 losses. But he already had 3 losses by the time he fought Lomachenko. No, actually, he had, yeah. He had 3 losses. Before he fought Lomachenko, he fought Ray Batista, Sergio Lopez, Rene Ruiz, Abdel Ramirez, Juan Montiel, Juan Velasquez, Edgar Ramirez, Moises Delgadillo, and Abraham Games. That's who Jose Ramirez fought before he fought Lomachenko. So he had a good resume, but none of these names are immediately recognizable. The 25 guys he had fought. Y'all getting destroyed, per usual. What you did in the pros, in the amateur, doesn't matter once you enter a pro. That's what I'm saying. It matters in the sense of it readies you for the, like, if you have a style where you can transition. Like, all these guys, like Errol Spence and Joey Spencer and Shakur Stevenson, all these guys won silver and golden gloves and all this stuff. But that don't mean you get a title shot after your first fight. If Amis mattered then in pros, then Khan would have had an immediate title shot and Deontay Wilder. Or Triple G. He had a silver medal when he challenged for a title. It wasn't his second pro fight, I'll tell you that. So, once again, you guys, per usual, new media has blocked all the exits. You guys are trapped. We know you're saying some bullshit. Teofimo doesn't deserve it, but Lomachenko got a title shot for a WBO featherweight title in his second pro fight. Teofimo has an amateur pedigree too, but he don't deserve it. He didn't earn it and all this other dumb shit. And they on the same side of the fence. Same side of the fence. No, see, listen. Straight up. All right, Teofimo amateur career. 2014 U.S. National Youth Champion, bronze medalist, U.S. National Golden Gloves, another Golden Gloves, Youth Championship quarterfinalist, U.S. Olympic Trials gold medalist in Reno, American Olympic qualifier silver medalist in Argentina. Right? So he has an amateur pedigree. What are we talking about? See, this is what I'm gonna leave y'all with this, because I already know what I'm saying. This is what they try to confuse you with. Let's talk about all these fights that are harder to make and build up anticipation so the sides can go at each other. Meanwhile, fights that are easy to make, that are in-house, aren't being made. Period. That's a problem. That's a problem. Like, okay, Triple G versus Charlo. Fine. Harder to make. You know, one's on PBC, one's on DAZN. DAZN, they have Andrade, who's a champion. So that's an equally good fight for a title. Triple G's not fighting Andrade this next fight. So even if he didn't fight Charlo, he could fight Andrade as opposed to Steve Rolls or Hassan Endam. But they're not making that. So if you're not willing to make Triple G versus Andrade, then you can't just blame it on PBC and blame Charlo and shit. Because, okay, fine. Let's excuse Charlo. Why is he not fighting Andrade? People would rather talk about the fights that are Terence Crawford, Errol, Spence, same thing. You rather talk about that. But then Top Rank had Terence Crawford versus Pacquiao. They had them both. HBO wanted it. Why didn't they make that? Explain it to me. Smoke and mirrors. How come Pacquiao was on Top Rank? We didn't know he was going to leave. He was with Top Rank for years. Terence Crawford been with Top Rank for years, and they never fought each other. So Al Heyman's the devil. Al Heyman's the cancer. Al Heyman is his fault. PBC's fault. But Top Rank has had in-house fights that didn't get made either. So how you didn't make the in-house fight? Like I said, at least PBC is making them killer in-house fights. You know? How come Terence Crawford never fought Pacquiao? The years it was building up when they were both aligned with the same network. They were both aligned with the same promoter and everything. How come he never fought him? But y'all motherfuckers is mad out off of Errol Spence and Terence Crawford probably won't happen next. Y'all kill me. This shit sounds stupid. It sounds stupid. You mad that you know, because they're trying to put pressure to make it look like Errol Spence is ducking. You know, Bob Arum's, oh, yeah, we want to make this desperately. But why didn't you have that same energy where Pacquiao versus Crawford? That would have been probably a bigger name at the time where Crawford could have got off and then really been bubbling if he were able to beat Pacquiao. Pacquiao's a Hall of Famer. Errol Spence is still on his journey right now. So, like I said, until I see the in-house problem get resolved, it's capping. You know, you weren't able to make Teofimo versus Lomachenko. You had Pacquiao for years and Crawford for years. Those fights didn't happen, which are easily to... You have the same promoters. All that you have to do is sit down with the teams and say, hey, this is what we need from you. This is what we want. Let's hash out the money, blah, blah, blah. Get a date going. So if you're not putting out those fights... then what are we talking about? You have Tyson Fury aligned with ESPN, and you have Oscar Rivas, who just signed with Top Rank and ESPN. You rather put Tyson Fury in there with Tom Schwartz rather than Oscar Rivas, who just knocked out. He's coming off an impressive knockout win over Bryant Jennings, and he's an Olympian that beat Kubrat Pulev and Andy Ruiz in the amateurs, since you guys love amateurs so much. Top Rank has Oscar Rivas. They do a co-promotional thing with him, and they have now acquired Tyson Fury. So, excusing Wilder, obviously that's the fight that you ruined that. You know, you got in the way of that fight happening next. And you really want me to believe that you want to make all these fights, but you ruined Wilder Fury. And then when it came to Oscar Rivas and Tyson Fury, that's a better fight. The only excuse is from Ben Davison talking about is because he's shorter. We don't want to fight a guy that's that much shorter. You'd rather make Tyson Fury versus Tom Schwartz than Bryant Jennings, at least. Even though he's coming off a loss, I didn't really want to see that fight. I don't want to see him get put in but you could have at least fought Oscar Rivas. So once again, until I see Top Rank pull the trigger on some of those better in-house fights, Teofimo Lopez versus Lomachenko, Crawford versus Pacquiao when they were both over with Top Rank, Pacquiao versus Ruslan Provodnikov when they were both together. things like that. Oscar Rivas versus Tyson Fury would have been a better fight. So if you're not making stuff like that, then why do I want to really believe that you want to make, Crawford versus Spence so in this dire need? They know this shit's not going to happen, and they want a scapegoat, and they want people to play sides. That's the game. That's the soap opera that we're in with this political back and forth. Look at Robert Singleton. Exactly. He said, yeah, Oscar Rivas versus Tyson Fury would be much better than Tom Schwartz, but it's not happening. And why wouldn't it be considered? He just beat Brian Jennings. That's better than... I never even seen Tom Schwartz fights. I watched him fight on YouTube, and he fight like fucking... What's that Hugh Jackman movie? Real Steel? He fight like one of them. He wasn't doing nothing special. Tom Schwartz? He was fighting like Real Steel. That robot movie. The fuck you mean? So, once again, capping. You rather talk about Tank, who's has his own business in July, not even in Loma's division. And see, look, let me stop. I'm destroying it. I know they can't answer none of these questions I'm asking. So, I'm about to get off of here. But listen, this is oh my God. If you don't want me to destroy old media like I've been doing, can I get a hell yeah in the comment section? Tell me if this doesn't make sense. Listen. $2,000 if somebody beats me in the hot seat. Block Axel. $2,000 if someone beats me in the hot seat with this point. You got to pay like you weigh. And you will be blocked. $2,000. I promise you I'll destroy him. See, motherfuckers, they don't want to really debate. Put some money up. We need stacks. Let's put racks up and see who got the better talking points. See, they can't. They don't even have. They not making no money in this shit, bro. Old media ain't making no money doing this shit like that. Except for a select few people who've been working with big boxes. I'm talking on this like YouTube shit. All these old media, they not making no money. They ain't putting no racks up. Ain't putting no real money up. Come on, bro. This shit is too easy, B. All right. Tell me how this makes sense. This is what I do. New media. Y'all said hell yeah. Let me crush it. Loma just said that he would fight Gervonta Tank Davis for free, right? If you guys heard reports or heard him say that, can I get a hell yeah? If you heard Lomachenko recently say, in this Anthony Corolla camp, that he would fight Gervonta Tank Davis for free, can I get a hell yeah? We'll start there. Okay, Singleton heard it. Prophet heard it. David Thomas heard it. Okay. So, first of all, the fans talking about, what kind of crowd does Teofimo bring? He just said he will fight someone for free. Why you care about what the crowd and what it's going to generate if he said he will fight someone for free? If you fight a difficult fight like Gervonta Tank Davis, that's how we know it's bullshit. First of all, you can say whatever, but your promoters, your trainers, are they going to want to go into this and not get no money from it? So we know that was bullshit. How you willing to fight Tank for free, but then the fans talking about, how many people would Teofimo draw and who is he beat and stuff like that. But furthermore, you said it was about unifying the titles. Tank Davis ain't got no title at 135, so that wouldn't be a unification. So you told Teofimo he need to get a belt, right? He need to get a belt, and it's all about unifications. But if you're fighting Tank for free, then that's not a unification. Tank only has one belt at 130, not at 135. So how is it about unifying titles? You said you can't fight Teofimo because he doesn't until he gets a belt. Because you want to unify. If you fought Tank, one, he's at 130 and you're at 135. So it's not like you're unifying titles there. Two, he only has one belt and you're talking about fighting him for free. So how are you about unifying and the road to undisputed if you fight Tank? Tank doesn't, that's not going to give you that. So why are you mentioning him? How are you unifying by fighting Tank when he's not even in your weight division? And he has no belt at 135. Oh, yeah, that's right. It doesn't make sense. No answer? Okay. You can't fight Tank unless, I mean, you could fight Tank for free, even though he's not at 135. You could fight him for free, and I'm supposed to believe that. But Teofimo, you can't fight him, even though he's aligned with your side. He's with Top Rank. He's in your actual division. He's aggressively calling you out. He's looking for you at hotels. He tried to get in the ring, and you guys are all connected to the same, underneath the same umbrella. And he wants a title, and he wants to prove that he's worthy of a title. And he looks to be the goods. He's going viral with his little shenanigans and Fortnite dances and stuff. You know, he's about to fight on a pay-per-view card with Crawford Khan. But you want to fight Tank Davis. That's not a unification. Tank has one belt, so even if you drop back to 130, it's not a unification. And you're regressing. You're going backwards in time. Or you move Tank up to 35 where he has no belt, then it's still not a unification. So how does that make sense? You want a unification, so you're willing to drop down, fight a guy with one title, which wouldn't be a unification because you no longer have belts at 130. Or you move Tank up where he has no belts. So again, it won't be a unification. You're willing to do that for free. But the guy that's on your side, he has to have a belt in order to fight you. Make that make sense. T.O. too big of a threat to Loma. To make it make sense. Why are you talking about fighting Gervonta Tank Davis, but then you'll fight him for free and he has no belt at 35. But for Teofimo, he must have a belt to fight you. You know, and then you look at the past track record, Lomachenko didn't even unify. He's not like Usyk moving up to heavyweight, Crawford moving up to 147. He didn't have more than one belt in his previous two divisions. So why is that now all of a sudden the mission? Oh, media, y'all looking crazy. You can't fight Pacquiao at 140 because it's too much weight. He's too old. Teofimo's too young. Stop it. Walls are closing in. Mic drop.